Hello everyone. Good morning to all. I am from NVKST College of Education, Autonomous, Artur. Myself, Varsha.V, first M.Ed. Today we are going to deal with the paper. Name of the paper is Creating an Inclusive School. So in the Creating an Inclusive School, in the second chapter, that is Understanding Barriers to Inclusive Education. So in that chapter, the topic 2 we are going to deal today, ways and means to promote successful inclusion. So what are the different ways and means to promote the successful inclusion in your idea? What any points are your arise when you are dealing with this point? So next, table of contents. First one is the introduction, then overcoming the barriers in providing inclusive education. So overcoming the barriers in providing inclusive education. And the third topic is ways and means of promoting inclusive education in schools. What are the different ways and means we promote to inclusive education in schools? And next, conclusion. So can you guess any idea? Well, you looking this picture, can you get any idea? No, right? So what do you understand from this image? Did you understand anything from this image? Yes, that's right. Inclusive education. So inclusive education means when we are seeing this picture, we can see that the normal children and one disabled children, they jointly they are studying, right? So that is called the inclusive education. That means including all children without any barriers, with whatever may be the background of that particular student, we are including the all students together. So let's see the definition. Inclusive education means teaching all children together in the same classroom and supporting each child's individual needs so they can learn and participate equally. So that they can learn and participate it equally. So for this, let's watch a video.
Everyone is different. The 2020 Global Education Monitoring Report on Inclusion and Education believes that education is strongest when it embraces diversity. Learners should not have to adapt to the system. Instead, education systems should adapt to their needs. When students do not feel welcome in school, they are less likely to learn. This is everyone's loss. But rich and poor countries too often educate some children apart. Children who have a disability, have been displaced, speak a different language, or are poor and disadvantaged. School design may favor some students over others, as do many laws and policies. Teachers are often ill-equipped to cater for students' diverse needs. Children may not recognize the way they are portrayed in textbooks. Some may not see themselves there at all. They receive the message that they do not belong. Testing sometimes follows a narrow vision of education, and consequently, some students leave education earlier than they should. These are complex problems to solve, but a belief in the right to education is a belief in inclusion. Children have different learning speeds and needs. They need curricula that are flexible, creative, and relevant. How we prepare teachers matters. They must be given the tools and training to achieve our vision for reform. The resources we know can help the marginalized, educators, support staff, and equipment should be shared so that everyone can benefit. Better data on those left behind will help us reach them. Disadvantages often accumulate. We can't address inclusion one group at a time. Redressing these disadvantages requires funds. These must be equitable and target individual-specific needs. We must work together on these tasks across government ministries, from central to local authorities, with civil society supporting governments, and schools opening doors to the community. Inclusion in education requires a change in mindset in society, so that education for all means education for everyone, without exception. Achieving this is everybody's business, including yours.
Okay. So, you can watch this video, right? You watched. So, from this video, this from the UNESCO's video, this 2022 GEM report, they says that inclusive education is important for in all the education system, because whatever the child background, it's not a problem. We have to include all children in a single classroom, so that the children can learn very easily, and also without any burden the children can learn. So let's see first the introduction part. So I think you are very clear about while seeing that video regarding this inclusive education. Okay, we can say the introduction regarding this, how the ways and different means we have to promote that that uh, in school all the children should be learn in the same classroom. So let's watch ways and means to promote successful inclusion. So, what are the different ways we have to promote? It means successful inclusion means teaching all children together, respecting their differences. It can be promoted through flexible teaching methods, peer support, assistive tools, and a positive classroom environment that encourages participation and belonging. So, successive inclusion means we have to teach all children together. Whatever it's a teaching method, it's not a problem. We have to teach all children together. So that is called the ways. Then in this chapter, we are going to deal with two main ideas. That is how to overcome the barriers in providing inclusive education. Then different ways and means of promoting inclusive education in schools. So first let's see the detail about what are the different barriers we have to overcome in providing this inclusive education. First one is the negative attitude towards inclusive education. That means the teacher should be a main role in a classroom, right? So teacher's attitude should be not be negative to that particular disabled children. We can see this picture. All children should be equally treated by the teacher. So changing to an inclusive education system needs a change in people's attitude. Just putting children with special needs in regular school is not enough. So next we can see the easy physical access and better learning environment. So physical barriers can be removed by improving the learning environment, like adding ramps, elevators and accessible seating, providing special learning materials and facilities like water, electricity and toilet support all learners. This helps to help every student fully participate in the classroom activities. So that for the disabled children, we have to help that particular children. The next, curriculum and assessment of students' achievement for successful inclusion. So curriculum and assessment of students' achievement. So curriculum should be flexible and relevant to all students, focusing on their needs. Teaching should be child-centered and not subject-centered. And teachers should receive proper training. So examinations should assess what students have learned, not what they have not, and be designed to help all students succeed. Increasing the family involvement. So schools should help the parents and carriers, especially of children with special with needs. So the family involvement is very important, right? So every family should help the particular disabled children. Let's see the example. For that, we can provide some awareness program for that particular parents. The next, ensuring community involvement. So community involvement is very important. Like the meaningful inclusion necessitates community participation. The community leaders, parents, teachers, by devoting their time and resources to establish inclusive education in public schools, can ensure their support. So retaining the personnel within the educational system. That means we have to provide different training for that particular teachers who want to take care of the disabled children. Then policy changes of the government. So what the government has to give a different policies regarding this inclusive education. Like in the NEP 2020, they mainly focused on that particular disabled children, so that they have to give a many policy related to this inclusive children. Then the third part is, what are the ways and means of promoting inclusive education in schools. So equally without a discrimination. So all the students, they have to treat equally. The next, inclusiveness should be reflected in the policies. I already said you that some of the policies should be implemented by the government. Then policies for inclusive education that aim to address the learning needs of all children, especially those who are vulnerable, and marginalization and inclusion need to be strengthened. The next, flexible rules and teacher training support. That means teacher have to support that particular disabled children so that they can learn a better, we can provide a better learning environment to that particular children. The next, teachers need proper training to create child-friendly, flexible and inclusive classroom without any discrimination. So, every classroom there should be a good need. UNESCO's inclusive education. So, UNESCO says that the disabled children should be supported by and guided by the particular governments, schools and teachers to ensure all children get quality learning opportunities. Then the last one is the conclusion. In conclusion, successful inclusion is achieved by using flexible teaching methods. So that's all. Thank you.